Today what we're going to do is look up how to search for word definitions in the Greek in the New Testament. We're going to use an online study tool called the Blue Letter Bible. It used to be, if you wanted to look up Greek definitions, any sort of word definitions, you had to at the very least have a couple of books that can sometimes be fairly costly. Now, if you want to look up word definitions, there are so many tools available online for free that it really is a great resource. So we're going to use one of those tools, one that I use fairly frequently, called Blue Letter Bible. And so what you're going to do is open your web browser, then go up to the web address bar at the top and type in the web address. And for this website, it is Blue, B-L-U-E, letter, L-E-T-T-E-R, Bible, B-I-B-L-E.org. When you do that, it'll bring you to this website. The most important part of the website, don't pay attention to all of the extra stuff around there for the time being. What I'd like you to do is just look at the search bar here right in the middle of the screen. What we're going to do is we're going to go over to the book of Galatians. What I'm doing right now is I'm picking the version I like, so I pick New King James Version. That's the one I most commonly use. So we're going to go over to Galatians chapter 1. And after typing that in, I'm going to hit the search button. And what it does is it takes you to Galatians. And as you look here, it breaks it down by verse. On your right-hand side, you have the verse. Then the actual words of the verse. In the middle here, you have what verse it is. And then over on the left-hand side, you have 6 different little blue boxes, little blue letters. Each of those has a different function. We're going to only deal with the word definition, finding things in the Greek. We're going to look at that function. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to Galatians chapter 1, verse 5, and we're going to look at the word glory. What is the biblical definition for glory? So what we do is we go over to the blue boxes, the blue letters over here on the left-hand side, right next to Galatians chapter 1, verse 5, where the word we want to find is, and we click on the C. The C stands for Concordance and Hebrew Greek Lexicon. So we click on the C, and then what it'll do is it'll pop that verse to the top of our screen, and it will also now give us that entire verse in the Greek, as I've kind of highlighted right there. Now, you don't need to be able to read this Greek in order to look up the word definition. What we're going to do is, you can see below it, it gives each word in the verse off on the left-hand side. It gives something called a Strong's number. We'll talk about that in a second. In the middle, and then on the right-hand side, it gives the actual Greek word with a pronunciation guide. Now, if you look here, the word glory, and you go look over on the right-hand side, the Greek word is doxa. Now, this is the root word, and it's really important to understand that you're looking up the root of the Greek word. You're not looking up the actual tense and syntax and grammar involved with it. All it's going to do is give you a basic definition. So we need to be very careful when we look up things in the Greek that we don't confuse looking up a Greek definition with understanding what tense the word is in. That's a whole different thing, Greek grammar, and it takes a lot more work to get to the point where you are looking at the Greek grammar. We're just looking at word definitions, just the same as looking it up in a dictionary. It doesn't tell us how it's used in the context, just the specific definition. Now, as you look here at glory, in the middle is this number. It has a G, a little G by it, and then 1391. That's a Strong's number. Now what that is somewhere along the line they came up with a numbering system for every single Greek word used in the Bible. And so what it allows you to do is say, okay, well, the word glory is number 1391. And it used to allow people to search very easily, even if they didn't know Greek. Well, they still use the Strong's numbers, and they're really useful. And if you have books and you like to do it that way, they can be really useful for looking up definitions. Here, it really doesn't matter what the number is. All you need to know is that you need to click on that number, and when you do that, it'll bring you to a separate page. That page is the definition page for doxa, which we already saw is the Greek word for glory. That's what we're looking for. Now, as you look here, here is the outline of biblical usage for it, and there are your definitions. Glory is a word that's used so many times. There's some definite variations on it. And another kind of cool thing is down below it says Authorized Version King James translation count, meaning the amount of times this word is used in the King James Version is 168. And the other thing that's interesting is if you look below here, it'll tell you how many times it's translated glory. So here's this Greek word doxa, and it's translated glory 145 times, glorious 10, it's translated honor 6, praise 4, dignity 2 times, and worship 1. So that also helps us to have a better understanding of it. The other thing you can do is you can, after reading the definition here, there is a vine. So right here, I'm circling it with my cursor right now, it says vines. Vines dictionary is a dictionary that will define biblical words. It's a very, very useful one. So you can click on view entry for vines and it'll pull it right up and it will give you Vine's definition of this Greek word. So it's really a very, very powerful tool. So that's how you search for a Greek word. You go to the verse, you click on that blue lettered C on the side of it, find the exact word, click on the Strong's number, and it'll take you right to where you can find the definition for it, either in the Strong's definition, or you can look at Vine's Expository Dictionary of New Testament Words, which is also very, very excellent. It's a way for you to get some fairly pricey resources online available for free. So hopefully that is of use in your study ahead.